Ravi, why don't you tell us about HealthStorz?
All right, thank you. So I thought we'll start with a very dangerous photograph, typically all the technology stuff that works on. So on the left that you see are most of the devices that many of you would relate to. Okay, on the right you would see the different kind of outputs that you would love to have when it comes to digitization of your data, right? Medical data, right? The center is all for the AWS folks around here. So that's where the data lake comes in, okay? And that's where we kind of process it to give you an output. So this is what HealthStorz is. The first thing that HealthStorz does is solves the biggest problem is how to bring your data to a data lake so that it can be processed. Now this tool connects to anything as long as you have a drive, wherever it is, any OS, any workable OS, right? It connects to it, and it will take the first step of pushing it to the cloud where it's all going to get processed. Now, you talk of your DICOM images, you talk about your videos, you talk about your images, general images, you talk about your healthcare data like your patient profiles coming out of it, okay? So what it does is it first does a local processing, optimizes the data, and then moves to the cloud, because all these DICOMs are very heavy files, as you guys are obviously aware of, right? So it can process it, and then it can send to the cloud for processing, right? So very lightweight, very interesting tool, works very seamlessly, and absolutely 1 minute of training and everyone is aware of what HealthStorz does, right? So this is one. The second, some really interesting features, what we have recently introduced is, we have introduced Gen AI to actually talk to your data. Typically it's so difficult, you get training on multiple different softwares to, kind of find out what is the recording data. So that's the Gen AI that we have introduced into it. You can come to our booth sometime, whenever you get time and see what stuffs we are doing around Gen AI. Right. So all that I said, standard OSs works with global endoscopy devices. We have actually already integrated this with multiple endoscopy devices. Your devices produce all your videos as soon as it lands onto your system. It gets uploaded and gets processed. Okay, so that's what it works on. Standard APIs, serverless architecture. Cost is a big aspect. So AWS has a very strong serverless architecture on which this is built. Okay, so your processing cost is obviously going to be much in control, and it's very carefully we have designed this to ensure that you don't spend a lot of money unnecessarily into your infrastructure. Open standards, rules engines, machine learning for data cataloging, fuzzy logic for data discovery. Okay, this fuzzy logic is a very powerful concept. Whatever way you write it, it will still produce you the best data. That is what it's built on. OCR and NLP integration. Okay. Share your data. This is very interesting thing. Like when a data comes to you, a processed data or a raw data comes to you, you would like to share it with your friend doctors or your patient or someone else to get a more a different advice onto that, right? That is so difficult to do. When you use this platform, you have to click on that data and you say share it with this email ID. And the recipient can actually see what was there and give it back to you. So this can be a timed share. Maybe a day or two or a 7. You can share and it will kind of expire after that. HIPAA compliant. Okay, one of the major asks for the industry, and encryption. So patient data encryption, one of the key asks again for this industry is how do we secure that. So all of those have been covered into this one tool to put on.